Ever wondered about the role of Native Americans in World War II? Imagine a time when the world was at war, and the outcome hinged on the ability to send and receive messages without the enemy deciphering them. In this tumultuous era, an unlikely group of heroes emerged, whose unique language skills played a pivotal role in turning the tide of the war. Among these heroes was Chester Nez, a member of the Navajo tribe, who enlisted in the United States Marine Corps at the tender age of 18. Born on January 23, 1921, in the Navajo Reservation in New Mexico, this young warrior's life was marked by tradition, courage, and an unwavering commitment to his country. He was part of a select group of recruits known as the Navajo Code Talkers. Their mission? To use their native tongue, a complex language with no similarities to any other, as the basis for an unbreakable military code. This language was the Navajo language, a tongue so intricate and unique that it was virtually impossible for anyone outside the tribe to comprehend. The U.S. Navy, recognizing the potential of this untapped resource, recruited Chester and 29 others. They were tasked with a mission of utmost importance, to develop and utilize a code that would elude the deciphering skills of the Japanese enemy. Their language, exclusively oral with no written form, was taught verbally from generation to generation, making it inaccessible to the enemy. This posed an insurmountable challenge to the Japanese, who, despite intercepting the messages, found it impossible to decode. Chester Nez, along with his fellow code talkers, underwent intensive training. They honed a wide range of military skills, from weapon handling to real-time message encryption. And Chester, with his sharp intellect and unyielding spirit, quickly distinguished himself as a key coder. His contribution to the war was invaluable. His ability to transmit vital information without the risk of enemy interception played a crucial role in several battles, including the famous Battle of Iwo Jima. Stay tuned as we delve into the life of Chester Nez, a Navajo warrior whose native language became the unbreakable code of World War II. This is just the beginning of the story of these unseen heroes and their remarkable contribution to one of history's most significant conflicts. Born on January 23, 1921, in the Navajo Reservation in New Mexico, Chester Nez's life was anything but ordinary. He grew up immersed in the traditions of his people, his life steeped in the rich culture of the Navajo. But as the world teetered on the brink of war, his path would take an extraordinary turn. In 1939, at the tender age of 18, Chester Nez enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. He was not alone. Alongside him, a group of Navajo youths, all volunteers, were recruited into a unique and ambitious program. Their mission? To use their native language as the basis for an unbreakable military code, an encrypted form of communication that would confound the enemy and change the course of the war. If you think that's impressive, hold on to your hats, because the genius behind this plan lies in the intricacy of the Navajo language itself. This language, spoken only by the Navajo and bearing no resemblance to any other known language, was an enigma to outsiders. It was, in essence, a ready-made code, a labyrinth of complex sounds and structures that the enemy could not hope to decipher. And so, Chester Nez, along with 29 other Navajo recruits, began their intensive training. They were to become the code talkers, the soldiers who would use their native tongue as a weapon of war. They practiced day and night, honing their skills, learning to encrypt and decrypt messages with speed and precision. As the war raged on, the importance of their role became increasingly clear. The code talkers' messages, transmitted in the impenetrable Navajo language, relayed vital information from the front lines to command centers, coordinating attacks and saving countless lives. Chester Nez, along with his fellow Navajo code talkers, became the backbone of secure military communication during World War II. Their courage, their dedication, and their unique linguistic skills made them an indispensable part of the war effort. And so, from the depths of the Navajo reservation, a war hero was born. The Navajo language, a language without a written form, became the unsolvable puzzle for the Japanese soldiers. Chester Nez and his fellow Navajo code talkers turned this intricate language into an uncrackable code that would play a pivotal role in the United States' success during World War II. The Navajo language is inherently complex, with no written form and no similarities to other known languages. It is traditionally passed down from generation to generation through verbal teaching. This made it a perfect candidate for a military code, as it was virtually impossible for a non-Navajo speaker to decipher. Chester Nez, along with his peers, were trained to use their native language to transmit encrypted messages. They were taught a wide range of military skills, from weapon handling to real-time message encryption. These code talkers quickly became an integral part of the U.S. Marine Corps. Their role? To relay crucial information from higher-ranking officers to different battlefronts, ensuring a coordinated group action. Nez distinguished himself as one of the key coders, playing an essential role in various military operations in the Pacific Theater. His ability to transmit vital information without the risk of enemy interception was paramount in several key battles, including the famous Battle of Iwo Jima. Imagine it, a battlefield filled with the cacophony of war, and amidst it all, the Navajo language, spoken in hushed tones, swiftly relaying crucial information. To the untrained ear, it would seem like an enigma, a puzzle impossible to solve. But to Nez and his fellow Navajo code talkers, it was their mother tongue, a language they had spoken since they were children, now serving as their weapon, their shield, their lifeline. The Navajo code, known as Wind Talkers, became an invaluable tool for the U.S. and remained classified even after the war's end. This unbreakable code, born from the Navajo language, not only served a critical role during World War II, but also left a lasting legacy, testament to the courage and resourcefulness of the Navajo code talkers. Returning home after the war, Chester Nez continued to be a respected figure in his Navajo community. He dedicated his life to sharing his experiences and promoting the recognition of the Navajo code talkers. His courageous tale highlighted the significant contributions of indigenous communities to the American war effort. After the war, Lieutenant General Seizo Arisue of the Japanese intelligence admitted that they were never able to decipher the Navajo messages, despite intercepting them. This confession underscores the unbreakable nature of the Navajo code and the pivotal role it played in the war. For more than 2 decades, the work of these Native American coders remained a classified secret. It was not until 1968 that the world came to know about the heroic contributions of the Navajo code talkers. The story of Chester Nez and the Navajo code talkers is a testimony of courage, innovation, and the significant contribution of indigenous communities to the American war effort.